this is Maddy, and we are your anchors for this week's broadcast.
This is our last broadcast before spring break.
Today, Madelyn, Bryesen, and Conrad are going to Miss Wolf's class to present their Jurgenschmergen commercials.
Hey, what's a Jurgenschmergen?
It's a made-up word.
Oh, that makes sense. Check it out.
The Jurgenschmergen...
Wait, what is that? I didn't even know that was a word.
The Jurgenschmergen is a product that doesn't exist, that students make up and present in their class.
How do you know this?
Miss Wolf class is presenting their projects and commercials today.
Really? Let's go check it out.
Okay, let's go. Requirements for this project is to speak fluently for 2 minutes while knowing your commercial without reading it off a piece of paper. Your prop can be made or you can alter an existing product. The students are trying to sell a unique, non-existent product with a prop for 2 minutes using all 7 strategies. It must be fun and interesting. This project is worth 150 points. 50 of those points are graded on creativity, 50 points are graded for presentation, speaking, and memorization, and 50 points for using all 7 strategies correctly. The 7 strategies are pathos, logos, ethos, kylos, big names, research, and claim.
Hi guys, I'm here with Adam Carter, and I'm going to be asking you a couple questions. What materials did you use for this project?
Paper, a pencil, and another pencil to write down all the stuff.
Okay. Why is your class doing this project?
We're doing it for kind of like a test at the end of the year, and it's really fun actually doing a commercial. It's awesome.
Okay. And if you remember, what are the 7 strategies?
Oh jeez. It's ethos, pathos, big names, claim, research, logos,
Kylos?
kairos, yeah, kairos.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, my name is Bryesen, and I'm here with Gina, Maldonado, and I'm going to be asking her a few questions. What was the product that you made?
This is my Jurgenschmergen refiller. Basically, it's a tissue box that never runs out of tissues.
Oh, nice. How did you come up with your product?
Well, I've been doing some research, in school, because every class I go in, tissues are getting run out, and I see people using paper towels, and I'm like, this is not good, so I should make the Jurgenschmergen refiller.
Nice. How long did it take you to make it?
It took me about 5 to 10 minutes. Yeah.
And out of the whole class, whose product was your favorite?
I would have to say Shelby. She made a invisible coat. It was funny. She made us all laugh, and it was very inspiring.
Thank you. Wow, that was really cool.
Yeah, there were so many interesting things. I wish those actually existed.
Yeah, they would be really helpful.
I agree. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching.
Bye! Have a great break. Back to you, anchors. With my broken finger. Mic drop.
Hi guys, I'm here with...
Oh, am I supposed to say my name?
Yes, I said you're gonna say it.
Have you seen my invention?
No, it isn't.
It's a page keeper. You put it in your book so you know what page you're on.
That's already invented. It's called a bookmark.
Oh, well, I'll think of one over spring break. Speaking of spring break, did you know John, Chase, and Tyler are going over to see students sing songs about their spring break?
Let's check it out.
What are you doing for spring break?
Well, I was thinking about sleeping and stuff, and maybe sleeping some more. Nice. It's been a long week without my warm bed, so I'll lay in you when I see you again. We've come a long way from the school, so I'll go to the beach and have a great time.
Cool, who knew all the places we flew, and I'll be lying on top of you, sleeping on you, but I'm sinking through. I know we left to go and watch the crew, and I'm watching you.
It's been a long week without my warm bed, so I'll lay in you when I see you again. We've come a long way from the school, so I'll go to the beach and have a great time.
First, you go and get a mattress, and the bed is really soft and small. Turn to the store and turn into a bond, and that bond will never be broken. The love will never get lost.
That was interesting.
I know, that makes me want to make a music video. What do you think?
That was great.
Thank you very much.
Did you know James and Jade are doing the photo slideshow?
I did not. Let's check it out. Those photographers are really talented.
I don't like this redesign.
What are you doing?
Snapchatting.
Speaking of Snapchat, Michaela, Allie, and Sebastian are leading a debate on the new update.
Let's get snapping.
Hello and welcome to a great Snapchat update debate.
Recently, Snapchat released an update that ruffled people's feathers. People thought that the update was bad and wanted to change it back. However, some people think it was good and like the change. Today we are debating whether the Snapchat update is horrible or good. The rules for the great Snapchat update debate are 1. No physical contact. 2. Leave room for Jesus. 3. No bad wording. No hex, no fricks, no double-decker flips. 4. Yell quietly. 5. Be polite about other people's opinions. This is Zach. And Taylor Hunziker. They support the Snapchat update. This is Logan Gabriel. And against the Snapchat update. Now it's time for the real debate. So, why else do you think it's good?
Because I think like with when you let's say you posted something like, hey, what's up guys, I'm at the park, meet me here, and you can when you type it, there's filters for it, and you can add multiple sentences. I think that's just a beauty, you know?
Okay, you?
Just to go against this, when you type it in, the filters absolutely do nothing. They don't make your friends want to meet you at the park. And I just think it's still overall trash.
Hey, did you say no physical contact?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm here with Caitlin and Taylor now. We're gonna talk about the same thing they talked about over there. Why are you against it?
Because it's just complete trash. Like I said before, I get less views, which annoys me. I used to get 180 to 200 something, and now I only get 60 something. And the switch back and forth to the popular people, and then you have to go to your friends. It's no.
Why are you for it, and what are your reasons?
I can find my family more when the new update came. I could never find them because they're never on. But every time, since the new update, I can actually find when they're on instead of me actually telling when they're on.
And the winners are... Thank you. And we'll see you next time when Instagram updates their app and everybody hates it.
What do you think about the new update?
Personally, I hate it, but that's okay.
I actually like the new update.
Let's not get into this right now.
Fine, but this isn't over. For now, let's see the talent show by Jake, Joey, and Naya and Mason.
Roll the clip.
Hi, I'm Joey and I'm a comedian.
Hi, I'm Jake and I'm way funnier than this guy.
Alright, let's see what you got, Jake.
Okay. What do street zombies live on? A dead end.
Gee, all these monster jokes are just cracking me up. Get it? Like the sea monster?
No, I don't. And that proves I'm a funnier person than you.
Wow, that's harsh, man.
Just like you were to me in 3rd grade. Jake, give up!
Hey everybody tonight. Why did the basketball cross the road? Because he wanted to play street ball. Joey, please come up.
Wow, thanks, Jake. Hey, I've got a question for you.
And I've got an answer.
What sound does a T-Rex make?
I don't know, maybe a dino snore? Did you hear about the 2 silkworms who raced?
Oh yeah, didn't it end in a tie?
Wow, you guys did really good together. You won!
Woohoo! That was really good.
I know, right? They're so creative.
Get in the selfie with me.
Did you know that Broadcasting had their own Instagram page?
No, let me follow them right now. I also heard they have a YouTube channel.
That's right, they do. Austin, Blake, Connor, and Aaliyah are going to be talking about it. Let's check it out.
Have you ever wanted to keep in touch with the Skyview broadcast? Have you ever wondered what we've done behind the scenes? No. Well, now you can! Skyview broadcasts have been blown up lately, so we decided to make an Instagram and a YouTube page that you can subscribe to.
We post behind the scene pictures on our Instagram and our finalized videos on our YouTube account.
I found the broadcasting page because I was looking down the searches and then I found it. I started following it because I have friends in the broadcasting show.
I found it by my brother's show. I'm following it because it's interesting content.
Y'all should blow up our social media platforms.
Subscribe to our YouTube account here.
And check out our Instagram here.
I'm going to follow and subscribe right now.
I'm already subscribed, so ha.
There's some really cool pictures on here.
I know, right? It's all behind the scenes.
Now it's time for Eagles on 3.
Catherine, Hunter, Mackenzie, and Lexi are interviewing teachers who have served in the military.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for everyone.
Miss Logston, Mr. Smith, Mrs. Westad, and Mrs. Catherine are 4 of the many amazing veterans that helped serve our country and are now serving our community through teaching. Before they were teaching here at Skyview, these 4 teachers decided to enlist into the U.S. military to help fight for our country.
I served in the United States Navy, and I did it because my grandfather scared off the Army recruiter, so I didn't have a whole lot of choice. I served back in the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s.
I served in the United States Navy because I had a brother who had just left for boot camp and was in the military too, and he was in the Navy. My father had served in the Air Force and my mother had served in the Army, and I wanted to do something different, so I joined the Navy. 1979 through 1989.
I served in the United States Army. I joined the Army when I was 17. I think it was one of the only services that let you in that old. And I remember that my mother had to sign for me because I was still considered a minor at that time. I enlisted in 1981 as I came out of high school, and I retired in 2005.
The branch that I served in was the United States Army, and I chose that branch because my entire family was pretty much in the Army. I served from 2002 to 2009.
Being in the military wasn't always unpleasant. These 4 veterans went into detail to share with us their most enjoyable moments from their time serving.
Riding in the Blue Angels in Fat Albert, and they take you up and down so that you go into zero gravity, so you're like floating like they do in space. That was really cool.
I think it was when I got to work with a bunch of Navy SEALs in Hawaii. I was training them with psychological operations, so they learned how to be calm and cool and under pressure. And one of the coolest things was after a mission, one of the guys came back and he brought me a bunch of flowers, and I wasn't expecting it, and it was really cool.
One of my most enjoyable moments. I did participate to a small extent with a hostage rescue of Jessica Lynch, and I think that was very rewarding for me. And I know that today she is a teacher, so I think that's really great.
As you might know, being in the military wasn't all fun and games. All of these veterans were generous enough to share some of their scariest stories.
I think one of my most enjoyable moments was when I was in Afghanistan. Shockingly, since it was NATO, the Canadians were there and there was a hockey rink. And so NHL alumni came, and I actually got to play with some NHL alumni for twice because I was there for 15 months, so they actually came back again. So I was able to play with them twice, so that was probably the most enjoyable.
It would be when one of our A6s caught fire on the flight deck and had to go in and try and get the guy out before the fire was fully out.
The scariest part was probably when I served as a recruiter in New York City. I got shot at twice. A bullet went right past my head, and that's why I can't hear. So to me, that was the scariest because I didn't know. I was very lucky I was where I was when it happened. So.
All right, I think the scariest part of my military experience was at sometimes thinking that there was a possibility I might not come home. So I think that was kind of scary for me.
I think the scariest part was when the war first started in 2003, we crossed the border and we went into Iraq. So that was about 3 days after Third ID went in. And pretty much there's a lot of people that were standing in the middle of the road and they wouldn't move. So we kind of had to accelerate, and thankfully they moved. I was mortuary affairs, so my main mission was to get fallen soldiers back to the United States within 48 hours. So whenever we got a soldier, that was pretty scary. Also, I was deployed, my dad was deployed as well, and we were expecting an EOD soldier to come in, and he was EOD, which is explosive ordnance disposal. So I think that was definitely my scariest part because I thought my dad had died. Thankfully, they moved. I was mortuary affairs, so my main mission was to get fallen soldiers back to the United States within 48 hours. So whenever we got a soldier, that was pretty scary. Also, I was deployed, my dad was deployed as well, and we were expecting an EOD soldier to come in, and he was EOD, which is explosive ordnance disposal. So I think that was definitely my scariest part because I thought my dad had died.
How is the food in the military?
It depends on where you were. When you're deployed in Iraq and Kuwait, they had this company known as KBR, and their food was actually really good. You had these things, it was called midnight chow, so you could go like at midnight and eat. In Afghanistan, due to the fact that it was a NATO facility, you had this thing known as supreme dining, and that was pretty much straight garbage. It was disgusting. So it just depended on kind of where you were at.
They all had favorable moments from the military, whether that was the travel or the people they met. These 4 teachers were kind enough to share their experience with us.
Ooh, the travel and getting to go and live different places.
The best part of my military experience was meeting people, really cool people, and traveling. I got to travel all over the world. I also got opportunities to meet very important people. I got to eat breakfast with Ronald Reagan a couple times, and I got to be a golf caddy for another president, and we got to work as diplomats overseas, and so my family got to travel a lot.
The best part of my military experience, I think it was international travel. I really enjoyed seeing the world and different cultures and different people. I think it's something I'll always remember.
I think the best part of my military experience was probably as you deploy, you get to kind of take these trips. Like my last deployment was 15 months, so I was able to go to Qatar, which is kind of a really small little country, and I was able to go to the ocean. I got to see the Persian Gulf, etc. So I think that was probably the best part.
Maturity and respect go hand in hand. Mrs. Logston, Mrs. Westad, Mrs. Catherine, and Mr. Smith learned the great importance of other cultures from their experience in the military. Let's hear what they have to say about it.
I mean, I gained so much maturity. Just to be more sensitive to other cultures, both within the United States and outside of the United States.
That's a hard question because I've lived in a lot of different countries. We've lived in a lot of countries and we've been exposed to a lot of other cultures. We love to travel. I have over 3 full passports. I've been to over 70 countries, been to Africa and stuff. The biggest thing I learned from all of that is that us Americans take too much for granted.
Absolutely. I think it was a great thing that happened for me. I got to see the world. I got to learn about a lot of different cultures. I feel like I contributed to our democracy and our freedom here in the United States. So, yeah, I would really recommend it. Specifically, like the academies, the Air Force Academy, the Naval Academy. Those would be tremendous opportunities for young men and women. Oh, I learned a great deal about other cultures. I learned a bit of other languages. I learned a little Espanol by working in South and Central America. I also got to try some great foods when I was in Thailand and in Korea. So, yeah, I learned a lot about the other cultures, the way they think, their religion, things they eat, the way they dress. I think it's opened my mind up.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I feel like I'm definitely a better person because I got to experience a lot of things that people didn't even begin to dream even occurred. So I always try to remember the good things that I have. Like when I first went to Iraq, we didn't have any flushing toilets. So when I came back to the States, I flushed a toilet like 5 times just to see it go down. It was pretty glorious. So I feel that because I have served in the military and I have deployed, I've kind of seen what third world countries look like, and I know how lucky we are here in the United States. Actually, a lot. Obviously, in the United States military, you also have a lot of different cultures that are enlisting. So I was able to get to know those people. When you deploy, you get to learn about a bunch of different cultures. You realize that the culture in Afghanistan is very tribe-oriented. It's a lot of nomadic life, which obviously is not something here. So that's definitely something that was very interesting.
We should all thank the people who served in the military.
We should.
Are you going to join the military when you grow up?
I don't know, maybe.
Jade and James are doing announcements for the week.
Let's roll the clip.
Any students interested in track and field will need to sign up on the bulletin board outside of the gym. Broadcasting applications for 6th and 7th graders are available outside of Miss Jeffrey's classroom in room 200.
Make sure to check the Lost and Found before spring break because over spring break it'll be donated.
Are you creative, hardworking, and responsible? Do you want to help the Skyview history? The Skyview yearbook is looking for 2018-2019 staff. If you are interested, please pick up an application outside of Mrs. Beer's classroom in 214 or Mrs. Helleborn's classroom in room 308. Applications and recommendations are due by Friday, March 16th. Reminder to come during the day for a temporary bus pass.
those are our announcements for this week.
Are you happy that it's almost spring break?
Yes, we finally get a break.
Well, that's all for our broadcast.
Wait, Jade and James are doing the credits.
Oh yeah.